op die rekord sê. So dis Jim Lapkin, hy het 'n baie bekende network marketing program, How to Never Run Out of People to Talk to. So jy kan hom volg. Maar ja, so ek het dit gedoen voordat ek begin met netwerkbemarking en die life coach in my het gehou van sy manier en dan het ek 'n ander ou wat op dieselfde. So dis kort videoetjies hierso, jy gaan sien is 1 minuut en die ander een is 1 minuut en dan ek dink die laaste een is 12 minute, maar dit staan van 'n ander ou. So ek gaan gou vir julle speel. Basically praat hulle almal van daar's 3 goeters wat jy moet doen om mense te recruit. Ja, wat wil jy
Ek het van Eric Worre, ek het 'n video gefilm nou, wat hy praat van 5 stappe hoe om mense te recruit, maar dan het hy 'n free memory jogger wat hy gee, soos 66 bladsye wat jy kan gaan download. So as jy ook net in daai link kan ingaan, dan kan jy dit self download op jou fone.
Ek het die jogger op die bot, maar ek sal hom op die groep ook sit.
En jy hom van Eric Worre of wat sê jy?
Ja.
Is dit? Okay,
Ja.
great.
So,
Maar dit is nogal interessant hoe hy deur jou hele lys gaan van die mense.
ja. Ek dink amper ek het daai hele training het ek op die bot.
Is dit?
Ja.
Okay. Dit
Ja.
is great.
Goed. So hierdie is Jim Lapkin.
A tip for you. People do business with you for 3 reasons. One of those reasons is relationships. Think about it. Somebody has to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. And if you can get those 3 together, you have what we call a relationship. And those people are more open to taking a look at what you have to share with them. When you're talking to complete strangers, people have no idea who you are. Do they like you? They don't know you. Do they trust you? They don't know you. Do you notice that you have to talk to a lot more people like that to get one customer or one person in business with you? Yes. But do you notice when you talk to people that like you and trust you, you don't have to talk to as many? Now, I'm not talking about maybe friends or family that you think are friends or close family. I'm talking about people that like and trust you. You have that relationship with them. When you have that, you'll notice that more people will do business with you in a shorter period of time. So focus on building relationships on social media.
Dit was die eerste een.
Ja, dit is definitief 'n belangrike een daai.
En dit is okay, as ek gou kan
Hi,
bysê.
my name is George Madu,
George
and I'm
Madu.
with my
Sorry. So basically die jy het al gehoor Fraser Brooks praat ook van die Lord LORD. Hierdie ou vat dit dieper in met relationships waar jy moet vir die mense jy moet belangstel in mense. Waar kom jy vandaan? Wat se werk doen jy? Hou jy van dit wat jy doen? Hoe lank doen jy dit al? Tipe van ding.
Ja.
Sodat jy ook agter kan kom, is hulle gereed om jou opportunity na te kyk. So ek hou van daai hele opset.
Here's a social media tip for you. People will do business with you for 3 reasons. One of them is life experience. Life experience is simply this. Something has to happen in my life in order for me to be open to doing business with you. Could be your product, could be your service, product or service. Something has to happen where I actually want to use your product or service because something happened in my life. If I want to refer your product or service to friends and make some money for myself, something has to happen in my life. Let's look at now. Today we're facing the coronavirus. Almost 4 million people at the taping of this video have filed unemployment in the United States. Many people are not even working at their jobs anymore. They're staying at home. Do you think those people are having a life experience? Do you think they're thinking, maybe I should be working from home? You betcha. That's a life experience. Get out there and start talking to all of your friends on social media because they're having a life experience as we speak.
Okay, maak dit vir julle sin?
Ja.
Wat hulle ook praat van, mense gaan deur 'n life experience elke 6 maande. Okay? So ek kan dalk nou vir jou sê, nee, ek stel nie belang nie, want ek is happy by my werk, ek hou van my werk en my baas is oulik. Maar oor 6 maande as jy weer met my praat, het ek dalk 'n ander baas. Verstaan? Dan hou ek dalk nie van die baas nie wat ons klik nie en dan dit is daai life experiences en dit is ons het gister gepraat oor follow-ups. Dis hoekom dit belangrik is om net in kontak te bly en daai relationship met mense te hê sodat wanneer hulle deur die life experience gaan dat jy daar is vir hulle. Kom ek by die volgende. Dis 'n dingetjie in die pad. Daar's hy.
Media tip. People do business with you for 3 reasons. One of them is influence. Think about what influence means. We all have influence with a certain group of people. You may have influence with 10 people. Your other friend may have influence with 2,000 people. But we all have influence with a certain group of people. And because of social media, we can have influence with thousands of people no matter what your background is. It is possible and you can do it in a year. It doesn't take a long time. But what is influence? Influence is simply this. Your friends believe that you know what you're talking about when it comes to your business. They believe you understand what you're talking about. And you can do that by doing the right type of posts on social media, by building a right type of community. So make sure you're building influence. The easiest way to do it is just by using the product or service yourself and becoming a true advocate of it. Build influence. It will build your business.
Hierdie kom vir my weer terug by wat ons nou die dag gepraat het, of net ontpos, van kom op groepe, add value. Doen die tipe post wat wys jy doen iets, of jy het iets ouliks, doen die post wat wys dit werk vir jou en want jy gebruik dit. En dan ook as mense posts het, van comment op hulle goeders, word iemand wat hulle kan know, like and trust. Vir my kom dit alles terug weer na die relationships toe.
Okay. Gaan nou kyk eens vir daai video. Wat ek vir julle wys.
Vir jou nou.
Ja.
Ons kan altyd terugkom en nog 'n stukkie hou as almal se kinders nog slaap. Hierdie een is 12 minute. Wil julle
dit nog een?
Ja.
Ek het ook na hom gekyk.
Het jy na hom gekyk?
Nie dieselfde nie, maar ek het wou by hom ingegaan. Toe gaan ek by Erik Worry in.
Okay. Kan ek my hierdie vir julle speel? Hy was my oulik geweest. Okay, cool.
To have time freedom and financial freedom. Well, the only way that you're able to do that is you go out there and leverage your time and efforts by building a team, by recruiting. One of the best skills, one of the highest paid skills in this profession. On this video, I'm going to give you 5 of my biggest tips on recruiting coming up. Hey everyone, Darren Kidd here, multiple 7-figure earner in the network marketing profession, but it has not always been like that. Matter of fact, for years I struggled, didn't know what to do until I had the right mentors that came into my life that really changed everything. That's why my passion on this channel is to help shave years off your learning curve by teaching you tips and techniques to go out and succeed now when it comes to network marketing. So today I want to talk to you about one of the highest paid skills, one of the most important things that you can learn when building your network marketing business, and that is recruiting. But before I get into the 5 tips that I want to share with you, first of all, why would you want to recruit? If you hadn't had a chance to read the book, Robert Kiyosaki wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He talks about most people teach their kids, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, work for money. They're exchanging time for money. But wealthy people teach their children something different. They go, no, you want to develop assets that throw off cash, have money work for you. And even if you're the best at what you do, you're the Michael Jordan of your job, if you're like me, I knew that it would never give me the lifestyle that I wanted, because I know people that make great money, but they have no time freedom. Then I have some friends and family, they have a whole lot of time, but they have no money. I wanted to have both. And the only way we do that is we have assets that throw off cash. Okay, we leverage our time and our efforts. And the best way you do that, in my opinion, is network marketing. And you do that through building a team and recruiting. So now let's go through 5 of my biggest tips when it comes to recruiting. Tip number one, remember that most people will not see it. Don't let that surprise you. Most people, actually look at the numbers, 97% of the people at age 65 are broke. That means that most people are not going to see what we see. Most people are not willing to do what they need to do. They're in a comfort zone, right? Apathy is a natural human instinct common to us all to seek a comfort zone where nothing ever changes. So maybe you have some friends like I do that they live paycheck to paycheck. They complain about life and how they wish things were better, but they're not willing to do anything. They're not willing to participate in their own rescue. You throw them the life jacket, they won't even grab it. So understanding that at age 65, 97% of the people are broke. Jim Rohn says you're looking for the lookers, so don't get stressed. You're just sharing the information. You're taking them from not knowing to knowing, and the right people will show up when they're ready. Number two, remember it is a process. Recruiting is not an event. People go, I'm going to recruit somebody. No, it's a process. You want them to want to join you. So what do I mean by process? You're building a relationship. So there's the exposures. Exposure, you're taking them from not knowing to knowing. We want to make sure that you're using third-party tools, which is maybe it's a DVD, it's a video, it's a website. It's something that takes the pressure off of you and takes the pressure off of me. It allows us to be the commercial to get them to look at the movie because they know you for your background. They know me for my background. So maybe let's say that you're a construction worker, or maybe you're in car sales, or maybe you're a salon owner, but yet you're talking to them something totally different. If you don't use something else as a third-party tool, it makes it a lot tougher because it's more duplicatable. Now, eventually, you want to be able to be a third-party tool. You want to know the information enough because that's going to build your confidence, it's going to build your posture. But even if you can do that, I try to use the third-party tools as much as I can. But knowing that exposures are my miles per hour. So I want to take them from not knowing to knowing, using a third-party tool, understanding that the more exposures I do, the faster I go. The faster I'm going to get to my goals and my dreams. And that's just something to keep in mind in the process. Then also a part of the process is the fortune is in the immediate follow-up. Very rarely does anyone look at information the first time and go, I'm in, sign me up as a customer, sign me up in the business. It takes 5 to 8 exposures. Even if they say no, it doesn't mean no. It means not now. So I'll just ask them, hey, look, can I keep you posted or updated on how I'm doing? And they pretty much all the time say, sure, you can do that. And all I do is I take them from exposure to exposure until they recruit or sell themselves. So remember, tip number 2, it's a process. Enjoy the process. Don't get stressed. Don't get worried. Don't go, hey, but they would be so great if they saw it. When the timing is right. Maybe they just got a pay raise. Maybe they love their job. Maybe life is great. 6 months later, you contact them. They have a new manager they can't stand. Maybe their company was sold. Maybe they were laid off. One lady said, hey, you know what? My kid is getting bullied and I can't take it. It's ripping my heart out, but we don't have the money to put her in another school because it costs so much. And that was her reason that she was building the business. So the timing changed. So but if you force them to get started when they're not ready to get started, they're not going to be happy and you're not going to be happy. So just remember, it is a process. Stick to the process. Tip number 3, work on you. We don't get paid what we want. We get paid what we are. And if we want to make more, we have to become more. Let me give you an example. I met a guy that won the lottery, and the first thing they did was make him watch a video. And the video was one story after another story of how people go, you know what? The lottery ruined my life. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me. And not only did most of them lose the money, some of them committed suicide, they went back to a place worse than where they were before they ever won the lottery because they didn't become a millionaire. They were given millions of dollars, and our income always comes back to where we are. But if you take someone that's a businessman, a businesswoman, they're a multimillionaire, you take all their money away from them, they'll go do it again because they have worked on themselves. Well, in network marketing, look at the people in your company. They have the same company, they have the same products, they have the same compensation plan, the same branding, the same systems. What's the only difference? The difference is you. The difference is me. So if we're the messenger sharing the message, we just want to make sure we become the best messenger we possibly can. So every day I try to work as hard on myself as I work on my business. And I encourage you to do the same, because that way you're going to find that your posture, your energy, your excitement, your enthusiasm, people will not, they're just not looking at the company. They're looking at you, and they're looking at me going, do I want to work with this person? Am I going to get value from this person? And so I like to look in the mirror and ask myself what I want to be sponsored by me. And if the answer is yes, then you know you're on the right track. So make sure every day consistently work on yourself to become the best messenger you possibly can. Tip number 4, this is a good one. Learn not to get emotionally attached to the results. You can't control results. I can't control results. But we can control the activities that will eventually lead us to the results. And it's frustrating. I even train that on the videos like right now. But I go out and I build my business later on today, tomorrow, and I find myself getting frustrated. And I have to go, hey, Darren, why don't you listen to your own training? And remember, just continue to be consistent and persistent. Keep a good attitude. Do the simple things on a daily basis that seem to make no difference at all in the act of doing them, and they'll compound over a period of time. And it's just a numbers game. So we know that sometimes you could go talk to 5 people, all 5 want to join. Or you could go talk to the next 5 people and no one's ready to join or buy your product. It's okay. Just remember, don't get emotionally attached to the results. It is an emotional roller coaster. There's going to be ups. And when things are going great, just remember this, and this too shall pass. When things are going bad, this too shall pass. No company, no product, nothing goes up all the time. Okay, what goes up must come down, what goes down must go up. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of encouragement, and remember that tip. Okay, and now we're down to tip number 5, our final tip, which, it's hard to say which is the most important tip, but I'll tell you, if you don't get this tip, it's not gonna work anyway, because it's don't quit. So many people, what they do is they go out, they start building their business, they're in the no sleep zone, they're excited, they go through some frustrating times, they start focusing on results, which we already talked about that, they get discouraged, and they quit. The only way to fail in network marketing is to quit. Because if you don't quit, either you win or you learn. You plan, do, review. A rocket is off track on the way to the moon 97% of the time, but it continues to readjust and eventually gets to the moon. So you're mastering the mundane. You're doing the simple, basic things every single day. And sometimes I use the example of buying a McDonald's franchise, right? You wouldn't go out and go through the membership process, have to be worth all this money, invest millions of dollars, go to Hamburger University, do all those things and say, look, I know there's 30,000 McDonald's, but I want to change mine up a little bit. We don't want the cheeseburgers in a yellow wrapper. We don't want the fry machine on the left side. We don't want it on the right side. I'm sick of saying, I've been working here, I own the franchise and I've been helping them out. And I'm sick of asking them, do they want a combo meal? Do they want an apple pie with it? No, we're gonna say that until our lips fall off, because that's the system. And 30,000 McDonald's, the system works. So in network marketing, what do? We start doing the basics, we get bored, and we don't see the success that we think we should have fast enough, which it is a business, it's not the lottery. And then what do? We reinvent the wheel. We complicate things. And we go, well, that doesn't work. Then we reinvent the wheel again and we complicate things a little bit more. And then we go, it doesn't work, and we quit. Do not quit. I promise you, if you continue to do the things that we've talked about with these 5 tips, you're persistent and consistent. It's like pushing a car that's out of gas. It's in neutral. You're trying to get it out of the highway. You give it everything you have and you finally get the car moving. And then you can take one hand and continue to push that car. But as soon as you stop, let that momentum stop, you have to start all over. So you have to be persistent and consistent, and you have to have a good attitude, right? No one's gonna wanna work with you. We don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. And if we have a bad attitude and we're negative, that's not gonna attract any people into our life that go, man, I'm just so excited to work with you. So don't quit, be persistent, consistent, stay positive, and I promise you eventually you will get to where you wanna be in network marketing, and your story will inspire and motivate tons of people all over the world, just like mine. And if I can do it, I promise you, you can do it. Question of the day, what's the biggest challenge you have when it comes to recruiting? Make sure to put that in the comments below, because I read those comments and I use those.
Dit was baie insiggewend. Ek hoop jy het notas gemaak. Is op mute, Claudie.
Okay, gesels ek lekker hier met myself. So,
Ja.
moet ek jou gou die host maak?
Nee, ek gaan sommer net tasks uitdeel wat die mense moet doen. Ek het meer geskryf gou vir die videoetjie. En dit is 'n redelike lang videoetjie, maar daai memory jobber gaan jy net wat nog vir ons stuur.
Ja, van veel stuur. Ek het net meer
Ek skryf
skryf.
dit net meer. Want dit is nou huiswerk. Ek het gister ons ook huiswerk gegee. Wat se huiswerk het ek gister gegee? Wie van julle het gisterand daai event bygewoon?
Ek kon nie inlog nie.
Ja, jy moes na die tyd inlog. Daar was issues, jy kon eers na dis is amper 12 uur voor 11 inlog.
O nee, het ek al geslaap. Nee, ek het nie geslaap nie,
Ja.
maar ek het wel afgesit.
Okay, maar toe hulle die vrou het gepraat, ek gaan nou vir jou sê. Ek moet dit gemaak. Ek moes dit gemaak. Ek het net geluister. Maar dit was baie nice geweest. Hoe die vrou gepraat het. Ek sweer ek het nooit was gepraat. Ek was seker so moeg, nee, dat ek het nie eers geskryf het nie. Okay, maar ek gaan nou nie verder aangaan met dit nie. Hier is dit. Ek het dit neergeskryf, ek is nie mal nie. Okay, so sy het gepraat oor patrone. Ek weet ook ek hier dalk in Engels moet doen nie, want daar is mense wat Engels liewers wil in ons groep doen. Okay, so I'm quickly going to just talk about something that a lady said yesterday or last night. She talked about patterns. And then the one thing that she said that stood out to me is you cannot manage what you cannot measure. So if you are not like measuring how you're doing, or you're not having like a baseline, if you want to talk to 10 people and you do not talk to 10 people, then you will not see if you have growth or not. So you need to measure what you do so that you can see if you are having growth, if that makes sense. So you need to set your like baseline for anything that you do in your business. And then also, yeah, she gave 5 tips. The one thing that she talked about was referrals. Are you asking your clients to write a referral post, or to tag you when they receive their products, or to share before and after photos? I know it's something that I do struggle with because I feel too bad to ask someone to do that. But like she said, she received massive, as soon as she started like talking to people and asking them for referrals, she made sales from that referrals, and from those referrals she made sales. So I think one thing that you should focus on is referrals, because that is really, I also have to focus on that, because I will be working out a training on referrals, because I think there's not a lot of information about referral posts, and I'm also a bit unsure about them, so I will be doing my research and doing a training on that. But I will remind you guys when that training will take place. Okay, so about back to recruitment again. Okay, so the video that I just watched was about Eric Worre. Most of you know him. He's like the godfather of network marketing. He's really good. So he gave 5 tips that he said that you should use in recruitment. So these you should write down. It's tasks for you to do for tomorrow. I will be checking in and making sure that you've done them. I'll also be sitting down and writing down my list. So the number one thing that you have to go do now, Claudie will send the mind jogger or the memory jogger on the group. So you have to go through that PDF as well. Can you hear me? Okay. So the first one that you have to do is you have to create a list. You'll see in the memory jogger, you'll see the list. It will start from your family, your friends, people you know, who cuts your hair, who fixes your car, but it will be in the memory jogger. So you will go through that entire PDF, just read through it, and start by making your list. Write down everyone you know, and don't prejudge. That's also one of the tips. But start with making your list. Very, very important. He literally said, empty your mind on paper. So if someone's name pops up in your head, write it down. Write down all school friends that you're still in contact with, anyone that you'll see in the memory jogger. It really helps you. It's literally a memory jogger. It helps you to like recollect people's names. Okay, so then the second thing, and it's also very important, you need to constantly expand your list. All right, so that means you have to add at least 2 people to your list every day. 2 people that you think that might want to do this business, but not that you think, because you shouldn't prejudge someone. So constantly update your list, add 2 people to your list every day. So that's the second thing. Number 3 is create awareness. So what he talked about, it was quite interesting for me. Like when you go to a shop to buy something, sometimes a lot of people, they just go in and they buy. They don't say thank you. They don't say hi, Claudie, or they read the name tag, talk to people. This is why we are in this business. We are here to share this opportunity with everyone. So talk to people, create awareness about the company, about the product. And I would also say, I listened to a podcast this morning about a lady. Her Instagram title is Sam and Fam. She is also a network marketer. I don't know if you've heard about her. I'll quickly put her in the comments. She is from Scotland. Okay, she uses stories to recruit people. She literally uses stories. She posts about her entire life, but she doesn't schedule it. So when she's like, for now, we are sitting and doing a Zoom call, make a video of it, take a photo, share it on your stories, talk about, and then people want to see your face. So you have to put your face in your stories. They don't want to see you are walking around. I know I do that a lot. I just literally walk in the farm or somewhere, but they want to see your face. They want to see you using the products. So she like literally recruited, I don't know how many people in 30 days. It was over 100 people that she recruited in 30 days by just her stories, like people asking her every day, what are you doing, like, and things like that. And then the other important thing that she uses is Reels on Instagram. It's a very, very important thing to use. If you should definitely start an Instagram account. Everyone should have an Instagram, especially in this business. It's a very, very easy way to grow your business. It takes hard work and it takes consistency, but it is really an amazing tool. And people start noticing you, especially like I started doing Reels now. Every second day I'm doing a Reel, and every day the amount of people watching it's increasing. So please do a Reel. If you want me to do a training on how to do a Reel, I can either share it on Facebook on the group, like a link that you can go and watch, or if you want me to like do a tutorial on my phone, doing a screen recording for you, you can let me know if you can do that for you. Okay, but back to creating awareness. Use your stories. I cannot stress this enough. Use your stories. Again, I'm going to say it. Use your stories. People are watching. Like Karika also said this morning, she has this one friend. She hasn't liked any of her posts, like, I don't know, since she started. But this morning she messaged her and said she's interested now. She wants to know more about this business. So people are watching you. Be sure that you are consistent. Create your awareness about the product or the company. I try not to, like Sam said this morning, you shouldn't be talking or showing the business. You should be showing yourself while you are using the product. It shouldn't be like a sales post. If you understand what I'm saying, it should be a natural thing. You should become an influencer, like we just saw in one of the videos. Okay, the fourth one. That's something I do struggle with a lot. It's do not prejudge. I'm sure there's a lot of people who struggle with that. You see someone's profile picture, or you talk to someone, you're like, oh, I don't want to sign this person up because I don't think they will be able to do it. You do not know what's going on in that person's life. You do not know what that person is capable of. And the one thing that I've learned in this company is we are here to change people's lives. So we are not just here to change our own lives. I had to make that mental shift because I'm not here anymore just for myself. And imagine if you can help someone who really doesn't have the money to sign up, but has the spirit and has the fire to do this business. Just imagine what you can do for that person. Okay, so that's
if I can add with that now, there's 5 people that I said no, they wouldn't be interested. I'm not going to bother them, and they all signed up with New Skin. I'm like, oh, word, how? And then the other thing on the most powerful women, there was that one lady who said she's going through radiation treatment at this stage. She's like really sick actually, but she looked super glamorous, and she said, what you see is not what's happening. That's just the presentation. So don't judge.
Yeah. Okay, and then the last thing is network on purpose. Okay, so what does that mean for you? If you can write it in the comments, what do you think it means when they say network on purpose? If you break it down, what does network mean to you? You can write anything that you think of, that's what you think it means. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so what it means, like Jody said, it's literally what it says, networking on purpose. You need to talk to people. You need to, like I always say, infiltrate groups. That's the one thing that he talked about, infiltrating groups, building a connection, talking to people. You should literally go with your interests, write it down, write at least one interest, one thing that you are interested in, write it down and go look, take 10 minutes and go look for groups. Thank you, Claudie. Go look for groups regarding that, join them, and then you start with one group. You start with one and you start commenting, you start liking posts, you start engaging, you start posting as well, and then you build trust with that community. So that is literally what you have to do. Network on purpose, talk to people every day. That's it. Just talk to a lot of people. I know we are supposed to talk to 100 people. That is difficult. So if you cannot go like speak to 100 people, make it less. Make it how many you can speak to. You don't have to talk to 100 people if you're not comfortable with that. Tell yourself, will you be able to reply and actually have a conversation with 100 people? Are you ready for that? If you're not ready for that, don't do it yet. But do talk to some people. Start with 20, build yourself up to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, until you are able to speak to 100 people a day without breaking the street. Yeah.
And also, if I can add to that, if we go back to the whole build a relationship thing, when I talk to people and they are skeptical or they are arrogant or nasty, or they swear at me. I don't want them on my team right now.
No, no.
So purposefully, I talk to them to find out, do I want this person on my team now? Will I pursue them? You know,
Yeah.
because some people can be really nasty.
Guys, can I just share a quick story? I'm talking to this lady from Ireland, okay? So she was ready to sign up and we had a Zoom call, well, just a video call. And I was so shocked. I wanted to like just put the phone down. She like started screaming and swearing at her husband. And she was like saying the Lord's name, and she was just shouting and saying she's going to divorce him, but she can't. She has to wait 6 years for that in Ireland. I was like, woman, you don't know me. Why are you sharing this with me? I'm trying to get you to like join the business. And she was just like screaming. And I was
Yeah.
just like, please, I do not want you on my team. So you do not have to sign up every person that you talk to. You will know when that person is right for your team. You will go through a lot of people. People will sign up, they won't do any work, and they will just like disappear. And that's normal. I see our time is almost running up.
What I
What
also
do you want
do
to
with
end?
people in the beginning, I don't know if you guys did it, but I bombarded people with not so professional messages. No? So following up now, I actually apologize for that, like Eric Worre says. I like, listen, sorry I did that. I'm still very excited about that. But let's start over. And then I have a relationship, I'll start building a relationship with them.
Okay, guys, remember to make your list.
Yes, I'm
I
sending
want
the
to see
jogger
it.
now.
Yes, I want to see your list. Take a picture. I want to see it. I'm going to check up on you guys.